Hello everyone, good morning. I am Romesh Khandelwal, co-founder, Mentor Universe. I welcome you all. Today, this session is particularly on the subject that is how to prepare yourself in a best way for the F1 visa, that is the student visa for USA. To begin with, I would request everyone to, during the session, if you have any queries, please ask your questions in the question and answer tab that you would see at the bottom of this Instagram page. And I would be more than happy to answer all your queries in the end of the session. So to begin with, let me introduce you properly. I am Romesh Khandelwal, co-founder Mentor Universe. Mentor Universe is a study abroad consultancy. For last 20 years, we have assisted more than 20,000 students in reaching the top universities in USA, UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, France, Germany, Singapore, all these various countries. Our expertise includes helping you with the admissions, identifying the right country and university for you, helping you with the visa process, admission process, helping you with the scholarships, education loans, assist you with the best statement of purposes and the visa cover letters, and preparing you in the best way for the interviews like the credit interview in the UK or the GTE or the new GRS interviews in Australia, the F1 visa interviews for USA. I really am happy to see you all and I congratulate all while you are to attend this session. I congratulate because I'm very much sure you are in this session because either you already have got your I-20 and you might have already got your appointment for the visa interview, or you might be trying to get an appointment, or few of you might have only at the stage where you have decided to go to USA and you might be searching for the right university. But a big congratulations to you all for taking a big step in your life and deciding to go to one of the best countries for your higher education, that is USA. I also want to give a disclaimer. See, today we are conducting this visa interview preparation session, but you have to understand there are no perfectly right answers or perfectly wrong answers. Whatever we are discussing today are the tips and techniques which we have developed in last 20 years, which we have understood through our experience in last 20 years. But every student, every candidate who is appearing for the F1 visa interview, they are unique in themselves and they have their own reasons to go to USA, and they have their own answers, and there are no specific set of questions that the visa officer would ask you only these questions, or they might ask you the questions in the same way that we discussed today. This session is just to give you a overall idea what could be the right way to approach towards your visa interview. So to understand how to prepare for the visa interview best, first of all, we should understand why the embassy is conducting the interview. You have already got your offer letter from the university because you were eligible for the admission. You have got your I-20 from the Homeland Security and the university because you had sufficient funds to pay for your education, and still the embassy wants to meet you, wants to discuss with you, wants to interview you. So there should be some specific reason why they are conducting the interview, even when they have all your documents and when you have already justified through your documents that you are eligible to study in the particular university whose I-20 you have accepted. So let us understand, if we know why the interview is conducting, it would be easier for us to prepare ourselves for the interview. I repeat again that there is a question mark tab on the bottom of this page. So while the session is going on, you have any question, feel free to write your questions in that section and I would be more than happy to answer your questions in the end of the session. So let us understand why the embassy is conducting an interview. See, few things we all know. Whatever program you are going for studying in USA, you can study that program at much lower cost in your home country, India. So you are spending almost 10 times the cost that you might have spent in India. So if you are spending a 10 times of the cost, you should have the strong reasons why you are investing so much of money. They want to understand two strong reasons why you are going to USA, that or what are your real intentions to go to USA. One is, are you a genuine student? See, F1 visa is a non-immigrant visa category. It is just like the work permit visa or the visitor visa, tourist visa. All these are the non-immigrant visa categories, and the person who is applying for any of these visa categories is supposed to leave USA on completion of the purpose of their going to USA. So if you're going for studies, you should have the strong intention, you should have the convincing answers that you would leave USA on completion of this program. Second thing, to prove yourself as a genuine student, you should have the logical reasons of everything that academically that you have done in the past, and everything academically and professionally that you are planning to do in the future. So if you've studied, let's say you've done a bachelor's in biotechnology, and you are going for the master's in cell and gene therapy in USA. So you should have the proper logical reasons why you did your biotechnology and what inspired you to pursue a master's in cell and gene therapy. Obviously, why you are not pursuing this program in India. Why, if you are not studying in India, then why out of all the 200 countries outside India, you have chosen USA as the particular destination for higher studies? And in USA, if suppose you are going to the Northeastern University to pursue your masters in cell and gene therapy, so you should have the reason. When they in USA they have more than 1,000 universities, why you have chosen this particular university to pursue your masters? The same time, your genuinity would be known by your career plans. Obviously, as it is a non-immigrant visa, every student is prepared to tell them that on completion of my studies, I would return to India. But see, as in the beginning I have said, that you are spending almost 10 times the cost that you might have incurred in India by pursuing the similar cost. So when you are spending 10 times, you should very convincingly and logically and reasonably able to prove that on returning to India, you would have the 10 times of the benefit than an average graduate who has done a similar program in India. Similarly, the very important thing is why you would return to India is to prove your strong family ties. You should have the logical reasons. What would force you? What would motivate you? What would inspire you to leave USA on completion of your studies? So if you are able to do all these things, you would have a strong case of a genuine student. At the same time, when we are saying that you are spending almost 10 times of the cost that you might have incurred in India, so you should have the proper funding. You should have the knowledge of who is sponsoring you, how you are going to pay for your education and living cost in USA very smoothly without having a strong burden or without any hint that you would be depending on any kind of job that you might pursue while studying in USA to pay for your cost of living or the cost of education. So all these things basically makes you a genuine student. So let us begin with some basic do's and don'ts when you are going for a F1 visa interview. I have made a list, so I should not miss any point. So first is, well, these are very basic points you all know, but sometimes even the basics we do not follow out of hurry, out of nervousness. So very important to know the basics of do's and don'ts while going for such a important day, that is the visa interview. So you should properly go through your visa application, the DS-160 form. You should read properly whatever information you have given is right or wrong, or there are any corrections, or whatever you have written. You should know that you should know whatever you have written, so that you have a strong conviction in every facts that you have mentioned in your DS-160 form. At the same time, you should have properly organized your documents. You should know the order of the documents that you are taking from your DS-160 service fees receipt, or your academic documents, professional documents, financial documents. You should have the proper order of those things. So in case the visa officer wants to see any of your documents, without any nervousness, without any mess, you can easily provide them the documents that the officer has asked you to show. So that makes the second point, that make a proper checklist of your documents and make sure that you are carrying all the necessary documents and you are not missing any single document for the interview. Second very important thing is that while you are in the interview session, you have the right to ask the questions. So do ask the questions. There is nothing wrong in asking some question, like why, suppose the visa officer asks you any question and you have not understood the question, or you can ask them respectfully to repeat the question so that you can answer it properly. Do not answer your questions in a very hurriedly. Listen the question properly, answer the question patiently, calmly. First understand what they really mean to ask, and then answer your question in the right way. Practice makes everyone perfect. So before going for the interview, you should have the practice for the probable questions that the visa officer might ask you. You should know the strengths of your profile. You should know the weaknesses of your profile. You should understand how to highlight the strengths of your profile in the right way, in the logical way. And when I say that do practice, I would also say don't overdo your practice. Okay, a reasonable practice is good, but a over practice might make you very mechanical for the answers, and it might also end up making you little nervous. So here comes the one more don't be overconfident or nervous for the interview. See, this is not the last day or the final day for your career. It is indeed a very important day, but this is not the only thing which can define your whole career trajectory. When you are going for the interview, suppose you have got the Mumbai consulate as your office for the interview. You have your appointment time is 9 a.m. You might reach there by 8:15 or 8:30 a.m. You will see that there are a number of candidates appearing for the different categories of visa. Many might be getting the visa approval on the same day. Many might be getting a refusal. So do not get nervous by seeing what others are experiencing. You are a unique candidate. You would have your own visa decision on your own merits. So whatever is happening with others is not necessarily be going to happen with you as well. Uh, Second thing is that dress for the event. Do not go wearing very funky or too stylish dress. Wear decent formal clothes. Sober, decent color shirt, trouser, formal shoes would make you a good candidate for the visa interview. Uh, Very important thing is that while we are answering the questions, many times I have seen that students are answering their questions in a very yes or no or word answers. From where where do you belong to? You simply say that I am from Chennai, or simply Chennai, or simply Vadodara. I don't think that is the right answer. When they are asking you any question, you should give at least answer with a statement, not single word answer, no yes or no, because it might your short answers or your one word answers might give the visa officer wrong impression that either you are nervous or you lack the communication skills, or this might affect the visa decision. Last but not least, these are the basic things. I would go on the in-depth in the later part of this session. But for the basics, I would say getting late for such an important day is not good. You should reach the consulate, whatever consulate your visa interview is, you have got the appointment. You should reach at least half an hour before that, so that you can properly again organize your document, go through your file, check if there is an check and make sure that nothing is missing, and you appear for the interview at right time with a confidence and calm attitude. So for the next part of this session, let me see if I have few questions. Just a second. Yeah. So I've started getting the question, and I will definitely address these questions in the end of the session. And it is also possible that this session automatically answer many of your questions. So I repeat that to ask any question, please feel free to click the question mark tab on the bottom of your page, of this page, and write down your questions. Okay. I might not be able to answer your questions uh, if you have put your questions in the comment box. Okay, so let us take few questions which are basically sometimes asked. One that I have written is that how to justify the gap if I have not having a full-time job. See, suppose you have completed your bachelor's in year 2022 and now you are applying for your master's in year 2024. So there is a 2 years gap. But in these 2 years, you were not working full-time or you were not pursuing any full-time studies. So how to justify the gap? See, having gaps is really not a good impression. Having a gap which you cannot justify properly do not give a good impression for the visa officers, because it shows that you might not be a very sincere candidate, and now that you are going to USA, you might not have the real intentions of studies and you just want to go to USA. So if there are any gaps and you have done some internships or some short-term courses, you can justify the gap by linking and connecting those internships, those short-term courses through the study program that you're planning to study in USA, and through the long-term career plans that you aspire to be in your career. So even if you do not have the full-time engaging job or study programs, you have some part-times or short courses, but if you are able to properly and sincerely justify them and connect them with your career plans and the study program, it would not affect a lot to your visa decision. At the same time, a very common question is this, that why did you choose this particular university, or if you how many admits did you get, how many university you had applied, how many admits you got, and if you got more than one admits, then out of all the admits that you received from the various universities of USA, then why you have chosen this particular university admit to go ahead for your further studies. So see, there are few don'ts to give in this to answer this question. This is a very important question. This is again a very important way the visa officer could know that if you are a genuine student, if you make the decision to study in this university in a sensible way as a genuine student. So the don'ts are, first of all, never give an answer that the university has a great placement records, because you would never like to give the visa officer an impression that you are going to USA or you are coming to USA to make any earnings or to do any kind of job. You really want to make an impression that you are only going there with the only intention to study sincerely there. So if the university we are going has a good placement record, that should not be a reason for you to choose that university. At the same time, a very generic answer that the university has good reputation, the university has good infrastructure, these also do not make your case strong. See, to give a right answer to this university, to this question that why I have chosen this particular university. It needs time and effort. You should do the research. You should understand the proper modules, the flow of the program. You should go through the curriculum, the overall profile of the university, the overall profile of the particular department in which your program falls. You should find some unique positive points from that, how the blend of modules helped you to choose this university, what attracted you in the curriculum, in the particular university's curriculum, what were the unique things that attracted you to choose this particular university. You should also mention if you've got some good scholarships out of all the admits. If this particular university has offered you some good scholarship, that might also become a good reason for you. At the same time, a very important thing is that you should do research. You can identify some good professors of your department who have done some remarkable achievements, academic achievements, like they might have write some research paper, and you might have taken the help of those research papers while you were pursuing your graduation. So this why here you can show that it would be a dream for you to study under such reputable professors. So all these things you have to understand. Generic answer will not give you the positive points. Only the specific answers, a well researched answer could help you to prove that you are really a genuine student. Never forget, I repeat multiple times, that the same course you might have been able to pursue in India at a much lesser cost. So still, if you're going to US and a particular university, you should have the strong reasons why you have chosen this university, when still you are paying a high cost for that. So a well researched answer will definitely help you a lot. Similarly, I would also like to discuss few red flags that see, the visa officer there is not there to refuse your visa, but they are there to identify the candidates who do not deserve to get the visa. Okay, so they would definitely try to find the reasons why you should get a visa, or the reasons why you should not get the visa. So one of the red flag is if you have a prior refusal. Suppose you have already applied for the USA F1 visa 2 months or 3 months ago, and you are again applying for the visa. So the very first impression would become negative, because the visa officer will think that if my colleague previously has refused your case or your application, so he or she, the visa officer, will definitely get little prejudiced that do you really deserve to get visa this time. So what they would like to know to give you a visa, the very important thing is that what has changed from your last refusal to today. A very specific don't answer, a wrong answer, red flag answer is that something very basic, that earlier my father was sponsoring me, now my mother is sponsoring me, so this has changed, but this is really not going to help you to get the visa, and it might have a strong chances, such answer would have a strong chances to get you a second refusal. So what could be a good answer for you to overcome this tricky question? So the good answer would be, you might have improved with your English proficiency test. You might have done some good internship during this period, or you might have write or rewrite the SAT or the GRE where you improved your score. So that shows your sincerity to go to become a better candidate, to be selected to study in USA. So there should be some right improvements or changes or positive changes. You do if you're going with the same profile again and again, it will mostly be the case of refusal again and again. So here comes a tricky question. Suppose you're going for the first time for the visa, for the USA visa interview. So what could be one tricky question? The tricky question could be, just Just a second. Yeah. So a tricky question could be, what if we do not give you visa today? So what could be the right answer for such a tricky question? Why it is a tricky question? See, you are going there well prepared with all your documents, with a very positive mindset that today you might get a visa approval. In few days you would fly to USA, start your studies. But the visa officer is asking you, what if I refuse your visa today? What you will do? So most students might, in my experience, when I ask such questions to our students, they mostly answer it. Just a second. They mostly answer this question in a way that they are appearing for Indian Idol contest. That I would never back off. I will try again and again. I will work hard and I will definitely try to get my entry into it. Or see, Indian Idol is something different. You really want to enter Indian Idol or the MTV Roadies, you will work hard, you improve yourself, and you will try and try and try, and you will get into it. But the USA visa interview doesn't works like this. The right answer could be, see, sir, officer, unfortunately, if I do not get my visa today, I might try uh, to apply again with an improved profile. I will understand my mistakes. I will understand my weakness, what had resulted in my visa refusal, and I would improve my profile. I might try again. I might apply again because I really aspire to study in this particular university. However, if I really get a visa refusal second time, I might go to Germany at XYZ University, which is also providing a similar program, which is also have a is a great program. Or I might appear for the entrance exams in India, where I will work hard and try to get into the top merit to enter into the premier XYZ University of India. So finally, what you really want to prove is that studying is important to you, not the country is important to you. You really want to go to USA, you really want to study in that XYZ university, but studying is priority. If they are not giving the visa, you will not going to waste a lot of your time for trying again and again, and your priority, because it is study, you would apply to some other great universities in some other great countries, or you would try to get into some top universities in India. So you do not, so that way you would not be wasting your time. But by answering this question, the visa officer would really get to know that your real intention is at the right place. You really are a good student, you really want to study, and this might help the visa officer to take a decision in your favor to give you the positive visa decision. Let me see if there are again few other tricky questions that I might have put. What changed? Yes, one of the very important thing which we should discuss, that see, as we have already discussed in the beginning, that it is a non-immigrant visa category, F1 visa category. So if you have any family ties in USA, that might affect your visa, because it might give an impression to the visa officer that because you have the family members, immediate family members in USA, so you might have the chances to get settled. They might help you in settling in USA. So you might not look like a prospective student, but you might look like a prospective immigrant, and which you really do not want to give an impression. So there could be three different cases or four different cases. Suppose you have a real brother who is already in USA and who went on an F1 visa. Later on, your brother marries American girl, and finally he got the green card visa. This is really a strong red flag in your case, because this might give an impression that you have a family trend of yeah, trying to settle in USA. See, your brother has done everything in a legal way. That is why he is currently a legal green card holder in USA. But because your brother has done this thing, he, in a way, he has ditched the commitment of while he was coming for the first time in the USA on F1 category. He had promised that I would leave US on completion of the studies, but he has now married a American girl and has settled over there on green card. So this might give an impression to the visa officer that you might also do a similar thing. A similar case is that your brother went on F1 visa category, and now he has studied in some top class university, and today he is working as, let's say, Meta, the company that which is a big IT company in USA, as a senior engineer. So this is a red flag, but not that, because he is still on a non-immigrant visa category, and he, on the merit, on purely merit basis, he was able to get a job in USA, and that too at a good company. So this would not be a very strong red flag against you. Then there is third case, that your real brother went to USA on F1 visa category. On the completion of the program, he left the USA. Now he is in Germany, or he is in France, or he is back in India doing some job or whatever. But he has left the USA as per his promise. So this is really not going against you. It shows that your family fulfills the commitment that you made at the time of applying for a non-immigrant visa category. So it would not go against you. Uh, so let me see if I have any questions. Before that, I would really want everyone, if you are not following this page, I request you all to please follow this page. We conduct many such interesting and educational and informative webinars. You can also see our contact details on the bio page of our Instagram bio, where you can get the link to our website, link to our other social media links, handles, and you can also there is also our phone number mentioned there. So if you want to talk to our experts, you can dial that number and talk to our experts, and we would really be happy to answer your questions in the best way. So let me start taking few questions. So my first question is, does the lower ranking of university affects the visa success? See, this is again a very what you say, case specific decision that the visa officer might take. When you are not studying in India and you have decided to go to USA to study, definitely you had intention to get your education from a good university with some where they have the better study structure, better curriculum and everything. And but while going to USA, you chose a very low ranking university. It might be a small red flag, but if you could properly justify to them that what inspired you, what was the unique thing in this university. See, a lower ranking university not necessarily always be a low budget, but mostly it happens that if it's a low ranking university, the cost of studying would also be not very high. So sometimes visa officer understand that not everyone is able to spend a very good amount of money to study, and that is why a low ranking university is not always a thing that you will definitely get a visa refusal. Even if you are going for a good high ranking university but you are not able to present your case properly, you might still get a visa refusal. And if you are going to a low ranking university, but if you are able to put your case in a confident and logical and reasonable way, you have a great chance of getting the visa approval. So never judge your visa decision beforehand just by because your university is not among the top rank or something like that. It is not necessarily result in a visa refusal. If that would be the case, no low ranking university would be giving admissions to the student in India or in any country outside India, because they might know that we are low ranking, our international students would not get the visa to come here. So why would they be doing all these things? So if they are giving you the admission, if you have got the I-20 and you are going for the interview, go confidently, be prepared, and um, be prepared to get your visa decision in your favor. Next question is, so I had refusal 2 times in student visa, so can I apply again for student visa? See, yes, getting a visa refusal in the past is a red flag for a visa officer. Suppose you have got the visa refusal in the USA and now again you are applying for the USA, or suppose you get a visa refusal in some other country, now you are coming to USA. It is indeed a red flag for you. But again, as I said again and again, that it all depends upon how you are presenting your case. What has changed from the past, what has improved in your profile while you applied for the first time or the second time for your visa, and now when you're applying for the second, third, or fourth time for your visa, what has changed, and so you can justify that, right, yes, I am the right candidate for the visa, and if you provide me the visa, I would study sincerely and I will leave USA, return to my home country to make my career better. So the question is, does the university ranking matters in USA visa interviews? Yes, it definitely matters. As I said earlier, that a ranking might have a little, if your university is among the high ranked university, it might give you one step ahead. But only the university ranking would not give you the visa. There is an overall profile which helps you to get the visa. I am applying on the basis of medium of instruction in English, and I have not submitted my IELTS or TOEFL score. So will this affect my visa decision? Absolutely not. If the university has given you the admission and I-20 without any language proficiency tests, that means university strongly feels that your English is good and you would be able to study the program properly without any difficult language difficulty. So visa officer would not decide on the basis just because you have not write the exam, English proficiency test. They would judge you on your communication skills on the basis of the answers or the way you are responding to the questions. That if you have the right communication skills, even if you have a very good IELTS score or a TOEFL score, and but at the time of interview you got nervous, you are not able to give the answer properly, you are not listening to the questions properly and answering like anything, all these things might result in a negative visa decision, even though you might have a very good IELTS or TOEFL score. So how much funds we need to show for USA visa process? See, the thumb rule is that you should have at least 1.5 times of the funds or the expenses that are mentioned for the first year in your I-20. So if it is mentioned that you would have around 50,000 USD as your first year expenses, including your living cost, your tuition fees, your health insurance, and other things. So if you have around 75,000 USD equivalent of your funds, that should make your case strong financially, and that would be sufficient. You might go 100% on the education loan. There are banks in India and in USA which can help you to get you the education loan without any mortgage, without the need of your parents' credit score, CIBIL score, mortgage, without any need of your parents' salary. Only if you're going to USA, there are banks which can help you to get the 100% of your education cost and as the education loan without any mortgage. So if you have the secured education loan or unsecured education loan, or if you're going purely on your parents' support, if only your parents are sponsoring you, or if you're going on purely on the education loan, everything works in your favor if you have the at least 1.5 times of the first year cost as mentioned in your I-20. My visa got refused. Can you help? Yes, we would be really love to help you. We have our experts who have the strong expertise for the visa refusal cases, not just for USA. If any of you have got a visa refusal, student visa refusal in any of the country where you aspire, where you dream to study, and you want to really want to go to that country for your studies, we would be really happy to help you to get you the visa. So I want to do computer science. Charlie, you are free to do computer science. You can do your computer science from Ireland or from USA or from Germany. If you have good score, if you want to go, what specializations you want to do. If you want to do a general MSc in computer science, or you want to do some specialization like the cloud computing or the artificial intelligence or data science, there are hundreds of really good programs out there which are waiting for you, which would help you to get the right skills to get your career on the right trajectory. So friends, I think for today, I would end my session here. I really request you all to follow our page if you are not following it already, and to check our bio to get our contact details. I am Romesh Khandelwal, co-founder Mentor Universe, and it was really a great session with you all. And I believe we would keep on meeting in similar such sessions. Thank you. Take care. Bye.